What if the simple act of drinking water in the morning, something we've all been told is healthy, might actually be silently harming your body? Imagine this. You wake up feeling groggy. You reach for that glass of cold water beside your bed, just like you've done for years, believing it's the best way to kickstart your day. But what if that innocent habit was triggering headaches, nausea, even hormonal imbalance? You see, not all hydration habits are created equal, especially after the age of 60. Drinking water first thing in the morning is essential, yes, but the temperature, timing, and even your posture while drinking could make the difference between nourishment and harm. For seniors whose bodies are more sensitive to changes in temperature and internal balance, simple missteps like drinking too quickly on an empty stomach or using water that's too cold can lead to digestive distress, blood pressure spikes, or worsened joint pain. Today on Buddhist Mindfulness, we're peeling back the layers on 5 common mistakes seniors make when drinking water in the morning. Backed by science, guided by decades of spiritual and wellness study, and supported by real-life stories, this video could gently transform the way you greet the day. Let's begin. Mistake number 1. Drinking ice-cold water on an empty stomach. Waking up in the morning is a delicate transition for the human body, especially for older adults. After hours of fasting during sleep, your digestive system is in a resting, low-activity state. Introducing ice-cold water into this calm internal environment can cause a sudden shock to the body, especially the stomach and digestive organs. When ice-cold water is consumed first thing in the morning, it leads to the rapid constriction of blood vessels in the stomach lining. This vasoconstriction can reduce the efficiency of nutrient absorption and slow down digestion, which is already more sluggish in seniors due to age-related decline in metabolic function. In simpler terms, it causes your internal engine to sputter instead of gradually revving up. Cold water can also stiffen stomach muscles, making it harder for the stomach to expand and contract during digestion. This stiffness may contribute to bloating, stomach cramps, or even irregular bowel movements. And let's not forget, in the elderly, where energy levels and circulatory efficiency may already be compromised, this unnecessary internal stress can cause subtle but cumulative fatigue throughout the day. Furthermore, the body must work harder to regulate temperature by warming up the cold liquid to match your internal body heat. This extra effort burns precious energy, something many seniors can't afford to waste. Over time, starting your day with cold water can leave you feeling sluggish, less alert, and more fatigued, all before breakfast. The teachings of the Buddha often emphasize mindfulness and moderation, 2 guiding principles that apply not only to our thoughts and emotions, but also to our daily habits. In Buddhist tradition, the body is regarded as a sacred vessel, a temple to be treated with reverence, not violence. Drinking ice-cold water upon waking can be likened to pouring freezing water over a peaceful monk deep in meditation. It causes sudden shock, agitation, and disruption, not the calm awakening that fosters balance and awareness. As the Buddha taught, harmony begins with intention. If we want peace and vitality throughout the day, our first action must reflect that desire. To illustrate, consider this image. You've spent the night in quiet meditation. Your body, like a still pond, is calm. Then someone throws in a chunk of ice, ripples, waves, disturbance. That's what you're doing to your insides with a glass of freezing cold water. The practice of mindfulness encourages us to wake up slowly, gently, intentionally, and this starts with how we treat our digestion in the very first moments of our day. Instead of reaching for cold water, prepare a glass of room temperature or warm water and keep it by your bedside. Upon waking, drink it slowly, mindfully. This gentle hydration helps stimulate your digestive system without shocking it. It also encourages healthy bowel movements, supports metabolism, and helps flush out overnight toxins from the liver and kidneys. If you want to go a step further, infuse your warm water with a slice of lemon or a small piece of fresh ginger. This not only enhances the flavor, but also provides additional digestive and anti-inflammatory benefits. The way you start your morning sets the tone for your entire day. Drinking warm or room temperature water is a simple act of compassion toward your body. It honors your inner environment. It's a moment of mindfulness you offer yourself before the world begins to demand your attention. In the quiet stillness of the morning, may you remember, How you greet your body is how you greet your life. Mistake number 2, drinking too fast or in large gulps. While it might seem harmless or even beneficial to drink a lot of water quickly, especially after waking up or feeling thirsty, this habit can actually do more harm than good. When you gulp down large volumes of water in a short time, your body doesn't have a chance to properly absorb and distribute it. The sudden influx of fluid can overwhelm your kidneys, whose job is to filter blood and balance fluids in your system. Instead of gradually processing hydration, the kidneys may be forced into overdrive, which can strain them over time, especially in older adults whose renal function naturally declines with age. Drinking water too fast also dilutes the concentration of electrolytes in your bloodstream. This can lead to hyponatremia, a condition where sodium levels fall too low, resulting in symptoms like nausea, confusion, fatigue, or even seizures in severe cases. Beyond that, fast drinking can trigger bloating, indigestion, and dizziness. The stomach, when flooded with water rapidly, may expand too quickly, causing discomfort or even disrupting digestive enzymes and stomach acid balance. In Buddhism, the way we engage with basic actions like walking, eating, or drinking is as important as the actions themselves. Mindfulness, sati, teaches us to bring our full presence to each experience. Drinking, in this light, becomes more than just physical hydration. It becomes a sacred moment of honoring the body's needs with gentleness and gratitude. When you drink quickly or without awareness, it reflects a deeper mental restlessness, perhaps anxiety, distraction, or disconnection. But when you sip water mindfully, it becomes an act of compassion toward the body, similar to the way a mother feeds her child, patiently, lovingly, and without force. As the Buddha often taught, balance and moderation are keys to a peaceful life, even in the smallest habits. So ask yourself, am I drinking to fill a void, or am I nurturing this body that carries me through life? An elderly woman I once met at a Buddhist retreat shared a gentle insight that stuck with me. She said, "I used to drink water as if it were a chore, but after my stroke, every sip became a blessing." For her, recovery was slow, and even the act of holding a cup required intention. She learned to drink with reverence, feeling the coolness of water, the way it touched her lips, and how her body responded in gratitude. Many seniors rush their morning routines out of habit, yet in rushing, they miss the very healing moments their bodies are asking for. Water, after all, is life, and life deserves to be received with stillness. Practical tip: turn drinking water into a ritual of wellness. Start by sitting up straight. Never drink while lying down or slouched, as it can hinder digestion and increase the risk of choking. Take a few deep breaths before your first sip. This calms the nervous system and prepares your body to receive. Use a smaller cup or bottle. This naturally slows down the pace and encourages sipping. Set a timer or slow song. Try to finish your glass of water over 10 to 20 minutes, especially in the morning. Savor each sip. Feel it moving through your throat, into your stomach. Express silent gratitude if you like. By making this small change, you not only protect your health, but also train your mind to be more present. And presence, as the Buddha taught, is the gateway to peace. Mistake number 3, using plastic bottles left overnight. Many people, especially older adults, keep a plastic bottle by their bedside or in the kitchen, refilling it day after day without much thought. It seems harmless, but science tells a different story, one that's especially critical for seniors who are trying to manage their health carefully. When plastic bottles, particularly those made with polycarbonate, are exposed to heat, sunlight, or even just the passage of time, they can begin to leach bisphenol A, BPA, or similar endocrine-disrupting chemicals into the water they contain. BPA is a synthetic compound that mimics estrogen in the body and can interfere with hormonal balance. For a younger, healthy body, the effects might seem negligible. But for older adults whose bodies are more sensitive, whose hormone levels are more vulnerable, and who may already be managing chronic conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, or thyroid dysfunction, these small chemical exposures can accumulate into significant health risks over time. For instance, BPA exposure has been linked to insulin resistance and blood sugar spikes, making it a hidden threat to seniors living with or at risk for type 2 diabetes. It can also disrupt thyroid hormone function, which is already a fragile system for many people over 60. Additionally, BPA has been shown to potentially raise blood pressure, a silent danger that many older adults already monitor daily. Even so-called BPA-free plastics aren't entirely safe. Many of these use BPS or BPF, similar chemicals that may be just as disruptive, though they haven't been studied as extensively. Leaving water in these bottles overnight, especially in a warm environment or near sunlight, accelerates the breakdown of plastic and the migration of these chemicals into your drinking water. From a Buddhist standpoint, this issue invites us to reflect more deeply on our everyday habits and the often unseen consequences they carry. In the Eightfold Path, the principle of right mindfulness, samasati, encourages us to be fully present and aware, not just in meditation or moral behavior, but in our small, seemingly trivial actions. Choosing a plastic bottle might not seem like a moral issue at first glance, but when we zoom out, we see that this habit affects our health, our environment, and even our clarity of mind. The Buddha taught that suffering, dukkha, often arises from ignorance and careless living, and that liberation comes when we develop awareness of even the smallest seeds we plant each day. Using a toxic bottle unknowingly might seem like a minor issue, but it becomes part of the chain of suffering that grows quietly over time. Just as we strive to eat with intention or speak with kindness, we can extend that same mindful attention to the vessel we use to nourish our body with water. This is not about fear. It's about compassion for our body, for the earth, and for all beings connected to our choices. The good news is that this is one of the easiest mistakes to correct. You don't need a fancy solution, just a mindful one. Start by replacing plastic bottles with stainless steel, glass, or ceramic alternatives. These materials are inert, non-reactive, and far safer for both hot and cold liquids. They don't leach chemicals over time, and they're far more durable in the long run. If you prefer something lightweight, opt for a double-walled stainless steel bottle, which keeps water cool and safe. Get into the habit of emptying and refilling your bottle each morning with fresh, clean water. This simple daily ritual can become a moment of mindfulness, an act of self-care that aligns both with scientific wisdom and spiritual clarity. Mistake number 4, drinking water too soon after medication or on a very empty, full stomach. Most people think drinking water at any time is always beneficial, but timing matters more than we realize, especially for older adults. Drinking water too soon after taking medication or doing so on a very empty or overly full stomach can cause unintended consequences for your health. Some medications, such as certain antibiotics, iron supplements, or thyroid drugs, can become less effective when taken with too much water. Water can dilute stomach acid, which plays a key role in helping the body break down and absorb medications properly. In some cases, the interaction between water and medicine can irritate the gastrointestinal lining, especially if the stomach is empty. For those already prone to acid reflux or ulcers, this can increase discomfort, nausea, or lead to long-term digestive issues. On the other hand, drinking water on a full stomach might also interfere with the body's ability to absorb fluids effectively. When your stomach is already full of food, water may pass through the digestive system too quickly without being absorbed properly. This can lead to dehydration over time, even if you feel like you're drinking enough water. Additionally, water mixed with food in a full stomach may slow digestion or lead to bloating and discomfort, especially in seniors with slower digestive systems. In older adults, the kidneys may already be less efficient and the balance of electrolytes is more delicate. Improper hydration timing, especially around medication and meals, can place extra strain on the body's internal systems and lead to reduced medication effectiveness, digestive upset, or unnecessary stress on the kidneys and heart. In Buddhism, every action has its moment. The concept of samaya refers to the sacred timing or spiritual rhythm of life. Just as a flower blooms only when conditions are right, the body, too, responds best when we honor its natural rhythm. Taking medication and drinking water are not simply physical acts. They are part of the subtle dance between body, mind, and awareness. If we rush to drink water immediately after a pill or flood the stomach when it's completely empty or full, we disrupt the harmony of that moment. This is not unlike disrupting karma. Good intentions carried out at the wrong time can still yield unfavorable outcomes. The body, like nature, has seasons and timing. By aligning ourselves with this rhythm, listening, waiting, observing, we can transform even something as routine as drinking water into a practice of mindfulness. When done with awareness, it becomes not just hydration, but healing. Practical tip: be intentional. When taking medications, always ask your doctor or pharmacist about the best timing for drinking water, before, during, or after. Some medicines are best absorbed with only a small sip of water and a wait of 30 to 60 minutes before eating or drinking more. Others might require a full glass of water, but on an empty stomach. The key is to tailor your habit to your specific needs. If your stomach is too empty, take a few small sips of water first and wait 10 to 15 minutes before consuming medication. If it's too full, allow digestion to start, perhaps 30 minutes to an hour, before rehydrating. And avoid large amounts of water immediately after eating. Start your morning slowly. Rather than gulping water out of habit, pause. Feel your body. Ask, is now the right time? A few mindful moments can save your health and deepen your sense of presence. In the end, water is life, but only when we drink it wisely. Mistake number 5: replacing breakfast with only water. After a long night of fasting during sleep, your body wakes up in a state of energy depletion. The brain, which uses glucose as its primary fuel, is running on low reserves. Muscles, too, are in need of amino acids for repair and strength maintenance. Yet many older adults, in the name of simplicity or perceived cleansing, choose to skip breakfast entirely, replacing it with nothing but water. While hydration is essential, drinking only water in the morning without consuming any food can lead to several unintended consequences. Most notably, it deprives the body of the essential nutrients needed to kickstart metabolic processes. Without a modest supply of glucose or protein, you may experience mid-morning fatigue, sudden mood swings, dizziness, or even brain fog. These effects become more pronounced with age, as the body's ability to regulate blood sugar and maintain energy balance weakens over time. In fact, research has shown that skipping breakfast regularly may be associated with increased inflammation, reduced cognitive performance, and even a higher risk of cardiovascular issues in seniors. A glass of water, no matter how pure, cannot replace the healing power of a nourishing morning meal. From a Buddhist point of view, the body is not to be rejected or ignored, it is to be honored as a vehicle for awakening. The Buddha taught the middle way, a path of balance, not self-indulgence, but also not self-denial. Choosing to forgo food and nourish the body only with water might be rooted in a desire for discipline or simplicity, but it can become a subtle form of self-punishment. Discomfort is not the same as spiritual progress. If the body becomes weak, the mind becomes restless. And when the mind is clouded by fatigue or hunger, it cannot remain fully present. Meditation becomes a struggle, and daily interactions are more likely to be driven by irritation or distraction rather than awareness and compassion. In truth, taking care of the body is not an act of selfishness. It is an act of mindfulness. When you offer your body food with gratitude, you are practicing loving kindness to yourself and to the life you've been given. Instead of skipping breakfast entirely, aim for a light yet balanced meal that supports both your body and your morning hydration. Begin your day with a warm glass of water to gently awaken your digestive system. Then, within the next 30 to 60 minutes, give your body the nourishment it deserves. Great choices include fresh fruits like bananas, berries, or apples to provide natural sugars and fiber. Whole oats or porridge for sustained energy and gut support. Boiled eggs or a handful of nuts for protein and healthy fats. A spoonful of chia seeds and almond milk to aid digestion and provide omega-3s. Even a simple bowl of rice porridge with a soft-boiled egg, commonly consumed in many Asian cultures, can be both soothing and rejuvenating. You don't need a feast. Just enough to fuel your body, settle your mind, and allow your spirit to walk into the day with clarity. In conclusion, remember, water is life, but it is not enough alone. Food is not the enemy. It is a blessing. Your body, this fragile yet resilient vessel, is the ground from which all mindfulness grows. Treat it with respect, and it will carry you forward, awake, aware, and well. Water is life, but like all things in life, it must be handled with awareness. Seniors often carry forward habits from a younger body, forgetting that with age comes a different rhythm, a deeper sensitivity. What your body once tolerated with ease may now require a gentler approach, And that shift is not a weakness. It is wisdom calling for attention. Every morning, the water you drink is more than hydration. It's a message. Is it rushed or intentional? Icy or warm? Sipped or gulped? Each choice reflects not just a habit, but your relationship with your own well-being. Morning water is an invitation to listen, to pause, and to start your day in communion with your body, not in battle against it. Aging is not a decline, it is a refinement. And in this stage of life, mindfulness isn't just beneficial, it's essential. If we can wake up each day and treat ourselves not with default routines, but with respectful rituals, we age not just gracefully, but consciously. You don't need to overhaul your whole life. You just need to begin the day with intention. Tomorrow morning, change just one thing. Warmer water, slower sips, a better bottle, or a small breakfast. Let your body tell you how it feels. That conversation, my friends, is the beginning of mindfulness. If this video helped you, please like the video to support our work. Comment below. Which mistake surprised you most? Subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss content that nurtures your health, mind, and soul. From all of us at Buddhist Mindfulness, thank you for caring for your body and spirit. We'll see you next time.